I'm not the type of fighter who's going to be on the back foot boxing trying to keep Derek Chisora off me long. I'm going to have to fight fire with fire because he will get close to me and he will let his hands go, and the only way I can retaliate to that is to let my hands go, so it's just going to make for an exciting fight.
You know what that is? Like it was shit going to a slaughterhouse. I want to kill this guy.
Derek.
I'm gonna murder this guy. I swear down. Listen, I don't need to sell anything. You're not in my league.
That's fine. That's fine. But you will walk on someone in the process, Derek.
I cannot hear you.
You will walk into someone in the process of the seek and destroy. And look, it's going to be a great fight.
I am happy to walk into one of them, but I'm happy to deliver loads of them.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it is what it is. But I am ready. So all I'm saying to you is just be ready when I roll in. That's all I'm saying.
Understood.
And there's no chance of me boxing, boxing on the back foot, hitting the jab. Nah, there's no chance of that. There's no chance of that. It's just straight run, go, bing, bing, bombs away.
I'm expecting it to be a long fight and a painful fight for Derek, to be honest, because the punch accuracy that I carry is going to be the telling point. But I'm expecting a knockout win for myself.
Just to recap there, Derek Chisora, 260 pounds on the scale, and David Price, his opponent, 264. So both fighters heavier than their last fights. Chisora, 3 pounds heavier than his fight with Spilka a number of months ago, and Price, 7 pounds heavier than when he fought Dave Allen just a couple of months ago. So both coming in a bit heavier. I guess for David Price, you could maybe sort of say because it was a shorter camp, he was a late replacement opponent, originally meant to be fighting in November. That could account for some of the extra poundage, but who's to say? But Chisora has been posting weights in about this range. I look at this and go, they look in decent condition. Maybe this is not the sort of fight that it's going to go 12 rounds, even though I'm sure someone like Price and Chisora have been preparing for that, but ultimately I think this is going to be a bit of a shootout of sorts. It's going to be a fun fight. I expect Derek Chisora will come out from the first round looking for David Price, and David Price, as he said in that little montage at the start, he will look to walk Derek Chisora onto something. And we have to consider the possibility that David Price could have some success early in this fight. He's the bigger man, he's got a reach advantage of about half a dozen inches or so, and when he's fresh and when he's looking to land that right hand and connecting, he can be dangerous. He does have good power, but can he connect early and often with Derek Chisora? I could see him maybe catching up with Chisora a couple of times, but will it be enough? Will he be able to finish Derek Chisora if he did catch him early in this fight? I'm not so sure. I sort of see this playing out more as a half a dozen round sort of fight. David Price early using his length, trying to keep it long, trying to actually walk Chisora onto something. Chisora trying to break him down, get to the inside, try to take David Price's will away, try to pressure him, try to make him start to panic, because when David Price is under pressure in previous fights, we've seen that he can actually start to wilt almost in front of our eyes. All of a sudden, 1 minute he's okay, but then the next, after sustained pressure, he can just sort of go downhill very quickly, and that would be the opportunity where someone like Derek Chisora would pounce. So I could see this fight being a sort of a tale of two halves. Maybe the first 3 or 4 rounds, David Price boxing quite well, having some success, maybe being even up on the cards before Derek Chisora really starts to go to work and starts to put the hurt on David Price and starts to break him down and ultimately take him out. And if you haven't worked it out already, my pick is a Derek Chisora knockout, but I'm not discounting an early Price knockout because obviously Chisora, as I've mentioned in previous videos, he has been caught early in fights before, like the Dillian Whyte one, for example. Caught in that first round, and Whyte could have pounced on him, but didn't. Ultimately, he knocked out Derek Chisora later on. But I guess there is a sort of cabal of fans that are sort of talking up the opportunity for a Price knockout in this fight. And we can't completely discount that, because Derek Chisora, he has struggled against taller fighters before. And if you recall that Tyson Fury rematch, I'm sure David Price is looking at that going, if I can really exert myself, use my length and keep him at the end of a jab, I can start to punish him in this fight. Whether David Price has the tools to sort of operate on a similar level to what Fury did in that rematch with Chisora a number of years ago is certainly an open question, and I think a lot of people would say he may not be able to sort of keep it up mentally, and ultimately he will get worn down and taken out. But in this fight, there is going to be the WBO Intercontinental title on the line. So it's actually quite an important regional strap for the WBO. And that will put the winner into the WBO rankings, because both are not currently in the top 15. But having that belt around their waist will get them into, at least I would say, to the top 10. And we've heard David Haye, that's Derek Chisora's manager, talking about the winner of this fight could actually be in a title fight next. But I think that is more hype and promotion for this fight, as opposed to being something that could be a reality. And they would probably need to do a bit more, but picking up the Intercontinental title, that will put them in line for a bigger fight. I'm just not so sure it will be a title fight. And in terms of the preparation, we know Derek Chisora has been grinding away for several weeks. He entered camp meant to be facing Joseph Parker. He's in good condition. He's been putting in the work. And he's had quite decent sparring as well. So you can see here on screen, he's had Bryant Jennings and Gerald Washington in camp. And on the other side, David Price has been working with the likes of Kamil Sokolowski and also Dave Allen. Allen, who he beat just a number of weeks ago. But I'm expecting this will be a good fight, a fun fight. Maybe there will be a surprise or two. Don't be surprised if David Price is having success early, but I'm picking a Chisora knockout. How about you? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.